here with Luke, sixpacksmackdown.com, and I came down to Luke's house to visit for the weekend, so we're both here. And in honor of our recent shipment from MuscleTech, we kind of put together the MUSCLEspecTECHular weekend. So to start things off, we're going to make a chili recipe for tonight, and we found MuscleTech chili off of their Facebook page, or just on the website?
Yeah, it was on the Facebook page.
So we're going to be making that for you guys today.
Alright, so what we got for ingredients, we have some extra lean ground beef, 97% lean. You can probably use turkey if you want. We got a cup of onions. We've already diced them up. You're going to get a big pot, put a tablespoon of olive oil in there, and I'm going to actually throw this on the stove.
And get our onions going right now. We also got, says to use 2 cups of diced up green pepper. We have about a cup, which is 1 pepper.
Yep, so then we also got some salt. You're going to need some crushed red pepper if you can stand the heat. Garlic powder, black pepper. We called for 1 cup of black beans, so we'll need to rinse these babies off. And then 1 cup of tomato sauce. Seems like it might be a little light on the sauce and the liquid. Actually, 2 cups of tomato sauce. Might be a little light on the liquid. Didn't call for any water, so we'll mix it up. We'll see kind of the consistency and what's going to happen here, and we'll just go from there and let you know how we tweaked it in the end. So, got the oils going. Gabe's going to dump in the onions, get those browned up. Once the onions are browned up, it says to toss in the hamburger and top it with the spices and continue cooking until it's brown. So we won't make you watch us brown the hamburger. What we will do is we'll just, for the diced tomatoes, we're going with just regular Roma tomatoes. You can probably get some, excuse our kids, you can probably get some canned tomatoes, diced tomatoes, and use those, and they'll work just as well. Even get some with some seasoning on them. Those will probably be good. So we're going to let our onions cook. We're going to brown up the hamburger, toss on the spices. You know, it's going to take a good 10 minutes. So we'll just shut the camera down. We'll come back once the hamburger is browned up, and we'll check in and continue on making the chili. So stay tuned. Alright, we're back. The onions got cooked up. Gabe's got the hamburger getting browned up. So the next thing that they say to do is get your spices and dump them on top of the meat while it's cooking. So it's really easy. 1 teaspoon of everything. 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to mix them all up in a little cup here. 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. It's going to be pretty hot, if you ask me, but we'll follow the recipe. A teaspoon of garlic powder. And 1 teaspoon of black pepper. So we're just going to, like I said, I'm going to put all this in a little dish. I'm going to stir it up, pass it on to Gabe. He's going to just sprinkle it over the meat and the onions. And then we're going to brown that all the way up. Once it's done being brown, we pour on the tomatoes, green peppers, tomato sauce, and black beans. Cover and simmer. We actually put in a pound of beef because you know, the whole family's going to be eating this, so we might use a little extra tomato sauce. Have to taste test it, use a little extra spices, but that's just what we're doing to modify it for what we need to do today. So we're going to get that hamburger browned up. It's almost done. A little bit more. We've got to rinse off the black beans, and we'll be back again.
We got the hamburgers pretty much browned, so we're ready to dump in the rest of our ingredients.
Tomatoes, 1 cup diced tomatoes. We had a fresh one. Again, you can dump in canned if you, whatever you have. We'll put those babies in. And then we got
green pepper. We have about a cup. Recipe called for 2 cups. Luke had some pork planning. We only have one pepper.
Okay. And it calls for 1 cup of black beans. Again, if you've never really used black beans before, they come in a thick sauce. You want to make sure you get a strainer and drain them and rinse them off. It says there's a cup and a half in the can, so I'm going to eyeball it. Put in about 2/3 of it. That's about a cup. And then it only calls for 2 cups of tomato sauce. Both Gabe and I think it's kind of light. It's going to be a really thick chili. But we're going to go according to plan here and follow the MuscleTech recipe. How's it look?
Looks pretty thick.
Yeah, here, use a spoon. Instead of a spatula. That looks very thick.
The way this recipe is looking, it looks like it'd be more suitable for like a chip dip. So
We want to dump in another sauce.
I'd probably do another sauce.
Yeah, we're going to dump in another sauce just because it looks pretty thick. It looks more of like a, it's alright, I guess. We did put in that extra hamburger, so we're gonna throw in another sauce. Maybe a few more spices. So I'll get that in. It actually looks really good though.
It does look good. And then we got simmer on low heat for 15 to 20 minutes.
So we'll stir in the sauce. Oh yeah, that actually looks pretty good. It's gonna be a really hearty chili. Looks like. So we'll turn this down to simmer. There we go. And we'll check back in about 15 to 20 minutes when it's done. Give it a taste test, show you the finished product, and let you know if it's any good. Stay tuned, guys.
We're back after about 20 minutes of simmering. Chili should be done.
Yeah, this is the MuscleTech chili from their Facebook page. We'll post a link for it. We did modify it slightly just to make it a little bit more chili. We put in a whole pound of hamburger instead of half a pound, and 1 extra can of tomato sauce, and I think that's half a teaspoon extra salt is all. So it actually looks really good, smells good. Let's dive in. Go ahead. I'll give it a try it first.
It's good. Maybe just a tad spicy
Yeah.
for what my taste, but it's
Yep.
good.
Maybe dial back the crushed pepper to
Red pepper.
maybe half a teaspoon instead of a whole teaspoon. But this has actually turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. Going with fresh tomatoes, I think, was a good choice.
It's pretty thick. You could probably add maybe half a cup of water if you wanted to too, and it might dial the spiciness back a little bit.
We didn't figure out the nutrition facts, but I think they're on the MuscleTech page. We'll post them to the blog so you guys can know how much is in each serving, and pretty good. If you like spicy chili, use the whole teaspoon, otherwise use half, but this is good stuff.
Yeah.
So enjoy. Till next time.
See you next time.